So I'm here with Cam Ballard from our sales team. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do here at RunSignup?
Yeah, so I work with the Southeast region. I work with everything kind of from North Carolina down to Florida, over to Texas and Kentucky.
And are you selling RunSignup, TicketSignup, GiveSignup?
Working with it all. Yeah, so
All right.
anywhere that our customers need help with, I can help them, at least point them in the right direction for things.
And when and why did you start at RunSignup?
So I started in 2020. So I was asked by Brian to go ahead and give an interview and be a part of the team. Kind of started as helping out Brian and some of the tasks that he had to get done. And then that kind of migrated itself to be a sales representative for the Southeast region there. I think what really spoke to me about the company and everything that we do is that we help people with the events that they're hosting. A lot of them are also hosting some sort of charitable intent with it, whether it's directly to the charity organization or it's part of a sponsorship for them to help them raise money. And that was kind of my background, is working in nonprofit ministry areas to help people raise money and have really fun events. And so every day I get to work with people and talk about their events and what they're passionate about in their communities. And then I just get to help them make that event even more exciting and better for their participants.
Now, what is it like to be a salesperson at RunSignup? What's it like to sell?
Selling at RunSignup is really great. So we get to reach out to people. Either we find their event online and see some ways that we can maybe help influence that event and make it a little bit more exciting for their participants or help them raise more money. But also we have people that reach out to us and they are looking for help and looking for solutions. And so when we work with so many different events, 28,000 plus events nationwide, it just gives us an opportunity to kind of share some of that experience we've seen, that what works, what doesn't work more often, and then kind of send them on a path of success rather than kind of just trying to figure everything out on their own. So I really feel like I get to help these guys raise money, save time, kind of our mottos for everything, but also make it a better experience for their participants in the end.
Now, what kind of questions do you ask the customers to kind of better get to know them and their events?
Usually I just ask them to go ahead and kind of fill me in a little bit about their event. What are they doing? What's the purpose of it? And then they kind of go off, whether it's a passion project of theirs, if it's some sort of sponsorship or some sort of charity or an organization that they're supporting. They fill me in on what that charity does. That usually gives me some ideas based on previous events that I've seen, that maybe they could use some of our fundraising tools, or maybe some of the team focuses might be a little bit better. By doing that, that kind of opens up the conversation to some more areas, things like sponsorships. If they are doing teams, is it a captain, or is it kind of more social and fun teams? And kind of get a feel for that event. Obviously, we don't get to go out to each of these events and see them in person to know exactly what they need all the time. So getting as much out of them, out of the directors, to kind of share with me and bring me into their environment helps a lot for us to guide them in the best direction from there.
Now, what events have you actually gone out to?
So I've gone out to a few. In Richmond, we've got the Raswick Winery event. They had a huge festival on their property where a lot of the different wineries in the community will come out to, and they will serve their wine. You've got bands, you've got arts and crafts folks all around, you've got food trucks. So really getting to see that in action and just see how much hustle and bustle and excitement there was at that event was really great. Our family has participated in the Monument Avenue 10K, which is just a great family fun event in the city of Richmond. It takes over about half the city blocks there. You kind of get a good tour day Richmond, if you will. And it's a really classic street. We actually used to live right on that street, so it brings me back to some memories there doing that.
Now, how many customers are you talking to a day, and how do you keep track of like everyone's different event?
So anywhere from maybe 30 to 40 customers a day I'm speaking with and reaching out to. And then we use some programs. We have a program called Salesforce that we keep track of things there. So we take notes on it, and then we get to see maybe what an account manager has spoken with them about in the past. If they're having any issues with their event or have any questions, we can make sure those are covered, make sure there was a solution that fit with their needs, and see how that's been implemented. If it's been implemented correctly or not, we can get them back in touch with people. We can kind of offer those solutions right then and there. As far as keeping track of who's doing what, we try to, if someone's really coming on board with us, we know that there's a lot to learn in RunSignup. So we like the idea of kind of walking them through that, showing them where they can get the training, where they can get their questions answered. Obviously, our ultimate goal is to train them up and educate them enough that they can start new events and make changes to their events on their own. But we understand that at the beginning, there's going to be a learning curve with that. And so we're here to help.
Now, what's the timeline like from when you first reach out to a customer or they first reach out to you? Like, where does it go from there?
All different roads. It can be within 10 minutes, we're in the wizard and we're rocking and rolling. It could be that they need to speak with the board, or they have other people that need to help make these decisions to move on to the RunSignup platform. It might be something where they're under a contract and so they have to wait and they're just trying to gather some evidence right now. It may be that they are looking at having the event in 2 or 3 years, and so there's not an urgency to get everything started right now. They're just trying to fact find right now and then kind of move forward in the process from there. If it's one of our current customers that is starting a new event and is just kind of asking for some direction, we'll help. We'll provide as much insight and direction as we can to them, kind of show them any of the new features and tools that maybe they're not using or not using as well, and then send them off to continue that direction. So each customer has their own journey, their own kind of path that they're going to take, and we're just here to help you along the way.
And for anyone who doesn't know, the wizard is the first step of creating your race. So there's steps there to get your race started.
Yep.
Just in case people didn't know what the phrase, we're in the wizard.
The wizard. There's not a magician in the background waiting for us.
Now, as far as when it goes from you to account managers, how does that handoff work?
So that handoff usually starts with an internal communication between myself, the account manager. We talk a little bit about our phone conversation or our Zoom or our demo that we may have had. And so we just say, these are some of the things that they're really looking for. These are some things that they really know how to do well, and shouldn't be much of a challenge to show them how to do it on our platform. And then kind of point out some things. This might be some struggle points, some things that they need some more assistance with. We'll then send out a quick email introduction between the account manager and the customer. That way they know who to reach out to if they have any of those support questions, if they need any more knowledge-based questions. And then the account manager from there will either schedule a call with them, schedule a demo with them, or maybe share with them some different insights and trainings that might be helpful for them.
And what do you think the greatest strength is of the sales team?
I think our greatest strength is that we care. It's not a fakeness in the group. If you would be in the meeting that we're having right now, back in the back room where we're kind of going through events and kind of seeing where we might be able to help these various events in different areas and different locations, you'll see that the team just genuinely cares about these events and wants each event to be successful. We feel like we've got a lot of experience amongst the group as well. If you look at the tenure across the board in this entire company, it's very long-winded. We've got a lot of great people here who just have a lot of experience. So we're not afraid to say, hey, I don't know the answer to this, but let me get you the answer for it. And so I think that's it. The integrity, the caring, and the honesty of the entire team, not just on the sales team, but also in the entire company, really just shines through in how we work together to solve customers' issues.
So you mentioned the meeting you're in right now. That's the annual sales meeting?
This is the biannual sales meeting. It's the annual in New Jersey, and we have another annual one that's in Richmond, so kind of split up the year for everything there.
Now, do you have a favorite feature on RunSignup or an underutilized feature that you think more people should be using?
Yeah, I definitely do. So we just had our road show in Austin, Texas, and getting to talk about some of the marketing tools that we have, whether that's coupons, whether that's referral rewards, whether that's teams. There's just really great ways to get that grassroots promotion. I think no matter what size your event is, if you are the local Rotary 5K or you are a nationally known marathon, having that ability to tap into grassroots local promotions is always going to be a key to success for your event. So being able to look at local sponsors, being able to have friends invite friends, family members invite other family members, that's what grows your event to be have a reputation of being family friendly. That's what grows your event into being something that people want to go do and want to go do it with their friends. And one of the things I always joke about is that your event does not have to be amazing if I bring all of my friends and we are having a great time together. So the more you can get people involved with their friends and family at an event, the better your event is going to seem to each participant because they're having a great time with their friends and family.
Now, you talked about going to the road shows. What do you like most about events like that?
I am a traveler at heart. So first off, I love going to see different parts of this country firsthand. Every city has something to offer, and I think it's unique, and it helps me understand the culture of those cities a little bit more too. But even more important than that is seeing the customers, talking to them, putting a face with the name sometimes is just, it's worth its weight in gold. And being able to just have a handshake, share some meal, maybe a drink, and just hear more about why they do their event, what really speaks out to them. It sparks a creativity in me that allows me to kind of share with them some other ideas. And then you look back at their events and you see them implement that to a success, and you're like, okay, this is why we do this. Getting them that education one-on-one, and I think it's just a great way to reach out to people. There are people in cities that never got to come. We used to have symposiums, and it can be hard for some people that aren't on the East Coast to travel out to those symposiums. And so being able to go right into their backyard gives them an easy way to come and meet us, learn from us one-on-one, ask us any questions they might have. But also they get to be in a room filled with other industry folks, whether that's timers, event managers, event directors. Some have 30 events a year, some have one. And so they get to learn, some haven't even started yet. So they get to learn from each other, bounce ideas off each other, make those introductions, network. It's kind of just this great symbiotic relationship between everyone. We get to educate them, we get to meet them, they get to meet other people, and then the industry as a whole just gets to grow from there.
Now, you talked about giving people advice and then you see it being implemented into the race. Do you have any success stories that you'd want to share?
The referral rewards are a big one. And so a lot of people don't turn those on or don't know how to best implement them. And so targeting that to the specific demographic that they are looking to bring more of to their event is always a great strategy. There's a local 5K that I work with in Richmond, and what they have done is they've really targeted their referral rewards program towards the demographics they're looking to attract more of. So that's younger runners with their families to kind of grow that event from the bottom up. And so as they get older, they bring more and more friends. So they've really focused on the giveaway side to make sure it's something that's attractive to younger folks and making sure that they're excited about what they're getting from the event. Then that makes them want to share it with their friends and invite their families. And so that's been a good success. I think they saw, I don't know if it was 5, 6, 7% increase over last year, just in that demographic that they were looking for. So things like that are just great to hear about, and getting any sort of success story is always great. There's also things with the teams and having people invite or have teams for their event. So there's a 10K that we worked with in Georgia, and what they do is they didn't have teams before. They implemented it for the first year, and they saw a huge increase just because people were trying to fill up their teams because they were giving some sort of price discount for having a larger team. So they're inviting coworkers, friends, family, neighbors, loose acquaintances, whoever they could find on the street. They're inviting them to join their team because they wanted that sort of discount to be a part of the event. So the charity wound up raising more money because there's more people involved. The race gets more notoriety in the community because more people are coming out to it. Sponsors are happy because more people are coming by their booth on site. And so all in all, everyone's happy and they're excited about next year and where they can go from here.
That's interesting that you talked about the race that was kind of looking for more families to grow their race, because I was talking to Bill Van Fossen, who does the Scott Coffee Run here, and he was saying like he would notice it's nice to see like people who would be pushed in strollers when they were kids are now pushing their own kids.
That's awesome.
In strollers. So is that like a thing that races will kind of look for, is try to get more families involved so that they have that continued?
Yeah, I think they should if they're not. Having younger folks come out to your event and getting excited about it, just helps your longevity of your event. So year over year, if the people that are in your event are aging out or are moving away because of retirement or any other factor that might be involved, keeping a fresh young group of people coming into your event not only keeps the numbers where you want them to be for your event, but it injects some youthfulness into the event. So there's some excitement. If you do have that festival or that post-race celebration, having young people running around and kicking soccer balls and having a blast just is a lot more fun than having a lot of 30, 40, 50-year-olds all just sitting down on your chairs kind of wondering when the award ceremony is. So anytime you can inject that youthfulness into any event, I think you're going to have more success at it.
Now, I know you got to get back to your sales meeting, but do you have any fun stories or funny stories that you want to share about working here at RunSignup?
Oh, gosh. This one I'm going to have to think about. All right. So funny story, or just it was fun to us. It was actually this past week. So we're setting up everything for the Austin, Texas Roadshow. And we've got these banners. If you've never been to our roadshow, we've got these banners that have RunSignup and TicketSignup, and actually this banner right here. And it all collapsed down so that we can easily travel with it to any expo or any roadshow that we're doing. And Bob was setting up one of these banners. And the first attendee for the roadshow walked in. They were bright and early, about 10 minutes early. We were ready for them, but we were still setting up little things here and there. Bob's putting together this banner, and the lady asked, how does this work? How big does this get? What's going on here? And Bob gives the greatest sales presentation you've ever seen on this little banner and folds it all down. She takes a full video of it. So if she's out there and watching this, we would love that video internally, because I think it'd be a great thing to watch. And then Bob gives some great examples of how you could use it. I mean, Bob's just a great salesperson. He's got it going on there. So,
well, it's a good thing he's here at the meeting. So.
It is. He's going to teach us a lot. So,
well, thanks for talking with us, Cam.
Oh, great to be here.
Get back to that.